Well, I've been talking a lot about dropping an extra $200 to go and get some more of these divine cubes and to go and test out some more weapons. But where I did go and spend some money, I didn't actually put on a weapon. I actually dropped it on this Dragon Breath armor. Now there is a method to my madness here, so just hang on, sit tight on this, but let's talk about this actual Dragon Breath or this Supreme version of this Crimson Dracula. So I did go over to the Habby store, purchase that one-time pack for $100. That gave 35 of those divine cubes, and then I went and purchased another $100 worth of jade, which gave me an additional 110. I went down to the pack, spent 10,000 jade on that divine weapon cube one, and then made this Crimson Dracula. Now, nice thing is, I still have some leftover jade, got 1,500 sitting here. Actually, should only have 1,000, but I still had 500 from before, and I even have an extra 5 of those divine cubes, so if I want to, I could start re-rolling some of those special stats on the actual Nasher Scepter. And for reference, I don't actually have any arcanas for this Crimson Dracula. It'll all make sense in a little bit. But first thing you'll notice here is this comes with a pretty hefty global HP of 50%, and even with not having any of those gem slots in there, my CP jumped up quite a bit. We will also get a damage reduction of plus 20%, and every 2 rounds this Crimson Dracula will go and give 30% of your max HP. Now, when we first saw this, a lot of people were going and comparing this to the regular Dragon Breath there and saying, well, geez, that's 40%, but that's going to be 40% of your attack as HP, where this is going to be 30% of HP. So the number actually is going to be bigger. Whenever this armor does heal, we'll also be getting a 20% final damage reduction, and you can see the little icon down underneath me here of just kind of having the armor image and then that little shield. That's pretty much where that's coming from. But because we have this at that Surpass rarity, we're also now going, instead of having that 20% final damage reduction, that's going to get bumped up to 30%, and then that healing of 30% of our max HP, that's going to get increased to 50%. The nice thing is with that Sublime or Surpass, whatever you want to call these treasure arcana skills, the blue one, the bluish purple ones I should say, any extra healing from this Crimson Dracula here is going to have an overflow of 50%. And where you can see my normal shield, that's the light blue one, you can see the yellow shield that's coming from the sheer scepter, we're going to finally have a purplish style shield for this Crimson Dracula. No idea where the skill shield's coming from, that's the darker blue one, but I think this thing looks pretty cool. But the grand old question of why did I go for an armor piece over a weapon? Well, number one, I really thought that the actual armor might go and help me inside this martial arts tournament that's coming. Hopefully I'm not screwing myself by increasing my CP and getting in a higher tier bracket. We really don't know a lot about it. And as far as going and spending money on this, I really don't imagine that we're going to be getting a lot of these cubes. All in speculation, it's still like 10 hours away or however long it is, but I don't think it's going to be a fast process. And I really did want to make sure that I was kind of set off on it and made sure that I was strong enough. But the bigger question that everybody probably wants to know is why did I go for this Crimson Dracula instead of this Reinhardt's Resolve? And it's really kind of quite simple. I'm going to use a swap talisman on this thing and go and convert it into a Reinhardt's there. Now that is going to leave a little bit of a speculation here. I might upset a lot of people on this, but that's going to go and make it where now I will have 2 technically revival capes. Well, I mean, technically 1 revival cape and another Reinhardt's Resolve, but I'm actually going to go and fuse this thing into it. Yes, I'm going to be wasting a mythic S grade there and going and converting in just to get a little bit of a plus level. And I know you're probably going, oh my god, that's 18 S grades of the Dragon Breath armors that you're wasting there. I really don't care, to be honest with you. I'm finding it harder and harder to get plus levels on these, and when it comes down to it, I've got 9 of these Dragon Breaths sitting right down here. I've got 12 sitting in my limited chest that I can go and pull on that, so if it really does come down to it, I can go and just make another one of these. Or if it turns out that that Crimson Dracula is going to be better than that Reinhardt's, I could always just go and swap things back. A lot of this now is just going to be kind of going and reusing a lot of those resources that you had before, given that there is a lot of these swap talismans now, and there's not really the need to have all these separate pieces of gear. That's at least my thought process behind this. I did say a while back that my main goal was going to be trying to get this stuff all to +4, and this is going to be one of the projects processes I'm going to be doing to get it there. Once I do get to +4, yeah, then hey, maybe I'll go and build another one of these Dragon Breath armors, and then if I get enough of these cubes, go and make it into one of those then. But for the longest time, this Dragon Breath has just been sitting down here in the bottom, not even getting used. It's probably been months, maybe half a year since the last time I used it. It really doesn't make any sense for me to just kind of keep this thing sitting down here looking pretty. But this thing looks pretty cool. I think it's kind of exciting to get a chance to use it, but when it comes down to it, I'm probably gonna be using that Revival Cape or that Reinhardt's, whatever it was called, even more. So hopefully you got to see a little bit of this here, but it's gonna be going away. If you wanna know how much I like the Nashir and know what I absolutely hate about it, you're gonna wanna take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.